Hello, and welcome to this special episode of our PSJ Family Podcast, Voices of PSJA. My name is Leslie Neely, and I've been teaching for 35 years at Ramirez Elementary. I'm excited to be joined by two fellow PSJA teachers as we kick off this special podcast series, where you'll hear various team members who help ensure our wonderful district keep going. And I'm joined today by...
Hi, good morning. My name is Clarissa Espinosa. I teach 6th grade ELA at Raul Izaguirre Middle School. Go Bears.
Hi, good morning. I'm Sarah Arciniega. I teach at Henry Ford Elementary and I teach kindergarten.
Well, our schools and facilities have been closed since mid-March. Distance learning has continued for more than 32,000 students. As teachers leading the efforts during this time, how would you say the pandemic has helped you and your colleagues step up to this challenge?
Well, for us, I kind of feel like it's been a sink or swim situation for schools across the whole country. But honestly, I feel like PSJ kind of prepared us to swim. We've already had our Google Classrooms set up, but we had never used it until we were kind of forced to. And we've had our Microsoft Teams, and we've had all of these apps that we've never been able to use. And I think that's how we're kind of coping with it. It's been so interesting to see.
I agree. For an elementary setting, it's been a little bit more difficult because, there's a difference between the lower grades and the upper grades and the ability of access to technology as well for our students. But I think it's really brought us a lot more closer together. We work across grade levels a lot more, and that's been really, really cool. I think personally, being more comfortable with technology and being able to share that with other veteran teachers who may be so comfortable with it. So it's been cool to kind of teach them a little bit, have them learn from you as I learn from them as a first year.
And as a veteran teacher, we appreciate that. I have colleagues that are so savvy with technology, and they have taught me countless things that I can do with the students. And I think that you're both right. Of course, we have stepped up and we've had that technology and capability, but again, we just hadn't used it. Yeah. And I know that we're working closely because used to it was the primary are in one building, we're in the others. I teach 4th grade. And now we're really connecting all of those grade levels. And so I think those are excellent points and so true. What are some positive things you've seen with your students, with your colleagues during this time? Is there any special anecdote or memory that resonates with you all that you would like to share?
I've loved personally, sorry.
No, go for it.
Okay. Personally, I've loved being able to teach my parents too, and especially in the kindergarten grade level, because the parents are the ones that kind of help them a lot more to be able to get onto Google Classroom and to be able to submit their projects and submit their assignments. So they've learned how to use PDF scanners on their phone. They learn how to use email, some of them, and then some of them have learned how to use Google Classroom and how to just go through Google Classroom. So it's a lot of things that they didn't personally know before, and now they know. And they know about Cash App because we've been having to do virtual, transfer of money. And it's just a lot of things that I think that they've learned. And I mean, I feel like that in the long run will benefit them and their children as they go. They'll be able to help them later on if we continue, doing more virtual learning.
So true.
In middle school, it's funny because we have these 6th graders that come in from elementary kind of I don't want to say babied, but I have a personality where I'm okay, get it together, that's how I was grown, that's how I experienced middle school. So I think throughout the whole semester and the January, February, I always told my kids, get it together, the struggle's real. And they grew resilient. And so I had posted something about how I miss them and how it's been hard and everything. And one of my students commented, Mrs. Espinosa, get it together. And I was but I think that our students have, they have, my middle school students, they use their TikTok, they use their phones, they're good at phones, they know the technology and they're still learning it. But I think being able to see their personalities come through in their writing and their posts and their technology has been so interesting, because you see that some students, like, they try harder when it's online learning. They're setting them up for college. They're having more fun being able to talk with each other, but it's through online posting and everything. And I had a student who, like, in class, he had trouble seeing the board. His handwriting wasn't perfect. He struggled, but through online learning, through the Google Classroom, he wrote this whole long story that was hilarious, and he was able to shine through because he had that capability. Instead of doing it like in person, he strived and he did even better online. So that's been so interesting to see.
You you mentioned, that it was kind of like you're having to cut the apron strings and turn them loose, and and I was just kind of, because I consider my children babies. They're my babies. And we start in 4th grade, and I say, okay, guys, because next year, your teachers are going to push you a little bit more to be a little bit more independent. And then when you get to the middle school, oh no, and you've got to be more prepared and independent and all like that. But my babies are my babies. And I do miss them. And I think the point that Sarah brought out about our parents, I think this has just done a world of good for our parents and teachers. We've kind of like bridged that gap. I think as a veteran teacher, I saw my parents and I thought, oh, okay, well, 4 o'clock. And of course, teaching doesn't ever end at 4. We have so many responsibilities, but you didn't really hear from the parents unless you made that, random call or for positive or not or whatever. But I find that this has just brought our family with the parents so together. I had work turned in just last night at 10:30. Did it bother me? No. I had a parent on Saturday, forgot it was Saturday, and sent me work at 6:42 in the morning. I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot it was Saturday. And and I just think, as you pointed out, that we're making our parents more capable. I feel more capable than I did 8 weeks ago with technology, and I admit I'm still learning. But I think it's just bridged that gap, and where we're more flexible. And I think the parents, not that they didn't respect us before, but I think that they have added respect, and I think we have added respect for them. They are vested in their child's learning, just as we are. And I just think this has opened up a whole new relationship.
And I also want to add too that for some parents, like this, very, very new distance virtual learning has added, like, I've never seen just how much parents have gone like to like full lengths to help their child. Like, I had one student that I know we were struggling with the packets and trying to, get them to have it. And then one parent was literally writing out every math problem. Because, for kinder, you have a little bit more like modeling and stuff like that. And she was writing out every single math problem for her child. And I know, like, it was just beautiful to see, like, her dedication to her child, and just to see all of the parents, like, what they're doing for their kid, since a little more one-on-one now. But I thought that was beautiful. Like, I was like, wow, this is really great. Instead of like giving up and being like being frustrated with everything, she's working with it and going with, like, what can I do for my child? And she did amazing. She was like writing out the little pictures, and it was awesome. I really loved that.
And I think that's why the kids are doing, so well, because they see their parents invested in that.
Yes, definitely.
I think so. As this year comes to an end, is there a special message that you would like to share with your fellow teachers and students?
A message that I would want to share with my students is that that I'm proud of them. This has been, even for the class of 2020, it's been so difficult, and it's been such a surreal situation for not only us, but the whole world. And the fact that they're getting through, it's hard to be home like all the time, and just kind of like, we love our families, but it is hard. But I'm just so proud that we've stuck it through and that we've stayed positive. And same with our teachers too, whether it be veteran or new teachers, we're all learning together. And I think I've never been so proud to be a teacher than like I am right now. I love teaching, and I'm so blessed to have a job right now. Everybody's struggling, families are struggling, but I'm so happy to be in this position, you know, and like you said earlier, that we're all working very hard, whether it be at 6:42 in the morning on a Saturday, or we get emails at 2 a.m. of submissions. You know, we're gonna keep working hard no matter what. You know, we are surviving this COVID-19 situation, but like, look at us, we're having a conversation and we're still getting to meet each other through Zoom and through Microsoft Teams and through Google Meets. You know, this PSJ is very strong, and I feel that, and I'm so proud to be part of PSJ.
Oh,
Yeah, I completely agree with Mrs. Espinosa. Like, I think that this virtual learning, distance learning that's completely new to all of us has really tested how strong and how much we can learn from each other. And for my kids, and for my kids and parents especially, I'm really proud of them. I've always talked to them about being resilient and what that means. And I know it's a little bit higher word for kindergarten because they're like, what is that? Like, but this is what it is. And that's what I tell them, you know, that it's whenever something gets really difficult, but you don't let it, you know, like vencerte, like you don't let it defeat you.
affect you.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, you keep going and you figure out a way to still do what you need to do and keep growing and keep learning. And that's what my parents and my students have done. And that's beautiful. Like, I love seeing that was something that instilled in them, and they actually really, like, it was really in them to do it, you know? So that's
Yeah,
beautiful.
both of those are really great points, because I know we're all trying to stay positive and it's not always easy. And when you have kids with technology problems, or the packet hadn't arrived, or, you know, and I had a student text me, my packet arrived, you know, the parent was very excited. But I think we do have to stay positive, and I think we are PSJ strong. And as a veteran teacher, I never thought I'd see anything like this. But it's made, I think, all of us grow, and we are fortunate to have job security, and just to keep building those connections with our colleagues and our parents and the community. So thank you, teachers, for joining me here today. On behalf of the PSJ family, I just want to thank you and the rest of my colleagues for the dedication and the commitment that you show to our district and our community. And to all you viewers, thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed this as much as we did. Stay safe, PSJ family. Goodbye.